Yo, how's it going, everybody? It's Macklin Gaming, and a couple days ago, I think it was just like early yesterday morning, PlayStation revealed this trailer for their 30th anniversary. PlayStation 1 came out like, what, 1994? It had to have been November 94 or something. And it's just crazy to think about how it's been 30 years. You know, I was too young, like, I'm not that much older than 30. And so I was like, not there on day one, but I have vivid memories of like, my next door neighbor having the PS1 and me going over to my next door neighbor Will's house playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater on the original PlayStation and being like, this is so awesome, dude. 3D graphics. Little did I know, like, this was new 3D graphics for everyone, you know, in the video game world. Like, I also had a Nintendo 64. So at my house, it was the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy, you know, Nintendo household. And then next door, right next door, was my friend Will, who had the PlayStation. And this was my first generation of video games to get into. You know, I never had a Super Nintendo or a Sega Genesis or whatever came before that. So to see the 3D graphics of like a Nintendo 64 and a PlayStation 1 was so sick. And, you know, I think everybody felt that way as well, because, you know, it wasn't just new for me as my first video game console, but it was new for like everyone in the gaming industry. So this was a really pivotal generation in gaming, I think, and it's really cool to look back at. So we're going to take a look at this PlayStation trailer. You know, they don't show a lot of like old graphics of old games or anything. It's just kind of like a really nice, cinematic, heartwarming, almost emotional trailer, right? But they really do a good job with it. And there's one little clip at the very end, and it goes by fast. And it's almost something that could be like foreshadowing or like a little reveal from Sony, you know, so to speak. But we'll have to talk about that. Let's get right into the trailer. All right, so here we are at the beginning of the trailer. Let's let it rip. They say spoilers, but it's just like imagery, different characters from their games. Opening with Horizon. Got Death Stranding. I actually never played that. Oh, controversial. It's about love. Is it though? This is where it starts cooking right here. Yes. There we go. We got the trilogy right there, my favorite. Shadow of the Colossus trilogy. What you're hearing is Dreams by Cranberries, a cover version of the song in the background. Might get copyrighted, but what do I care? Yes, Goosebumps from Jin. No way, Call of Duty in the PlayStation trailer. Hey, the Selly. Oh, look at that cut. Incredible of Cloud right there. Resident Evil. Bruce. Oh, they did it again with the old to new versions of characters. Love it. MLB The Show, super solid. It's about soul. That's sick. Tony Hawk, baby. Nostalgia indeed. Journey, the Spartan kick. Helldivers. Yes. Hey, there it is. You see that last clip? It's about you. Me? Aw, shucks. Thank you, Sony. Love the trailer. Brings back some memories. Like, I always felt like I was a Nintendo kid growing up, but you know, Sony PlayStation was always around. Like, I even had the PS2, and I still have my PS2 from back in the day. I want to go back and check out a couple of these clips that I really thought were dope. So, you know, you open with Horizon. I like Horizon. I don't love Horizon, though. It's not my favorite IP from Sony, but it's a big one. Death Stranding, I've never played. I hear good things, even though it's just like a walking simulator. I hear that, you know, Kojima did a good job, obviously, and people really like it when you get into it. They're like, oh, you got to play for like 20 hours, then it's good. It's like, oh, okay. That's a long time.
We can choose to be happy.
Ooh. Last of Us Part 2. What'd you guys think about this? I remember at the time just being like, no, hell no. Like, I did not want to play as Abby after that. It was a brutal scene, right? You know, I won't spoil it if you haven't played it yet, but, you know, it was a long game, and they really tried to flip the script on you, and a lot of people were not having it.
But not at any cost.
Still one of the best franchises that they have. Yes, the King. Dude, I met him in one of my previous videos of me going to Collecticon. It was so sick. I got to meet Christopher Judge, waited in line and got his autograph. He was super nice, smiled, big handshake, you know? So the voice of Kratos, man, what a guy. Hell yeah, that's when it starts to get good for me. There we go. We've got Eco, we've got Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Guardian, the Japan Studios trilogy. I miss those guys. Spider-Man 2. We got Nathan Drake flying out of a plane. Which Uncharted was this? Was this like 2? I don't know, if I haven't seen this in a long time, but oh yes. Yes, Jin. You know, I'm kind of bummed we're not going to see Jin in the next Ghost of Tsushima game. We've got Ghost of Yotei with a different character in like a whole different time period, but Jin was the legend himself, man. He was sick. I really enjoyed this game. Now look at that. That was Ghost, right? From Call of Duty. Look at this. We've got Call of Duty showing up in a PlayStation 30th anniversary trailer, which, you know it's been there on PlayStation consoles for its pretty much entire history, Call of Duty, but now it's a Microsoft and Xbox owned IP, right? So in company. So it's like, that's so interesting that they'd put it in their 30th anniversary trailer, like just a little reminder to Xbox. Like, yeah, you know, we still got this game on our system. You can still play the newest Black Ops 6 on PS5. So it's not exclusive, but, you know, Microsoft just tried to buy them up and make all the money off of Call of Duty. And it's like, yeah, you know, I think PlayStation still has a big fan base of Call of Duty players. That's a 6 Selly. I love soccer, man. Look at that cut. That is so nuts, dude. And this is like the best that Cloud looked on the PS1. This is like in a cutscene. You know, this is not how Cloud looked when you controlled his character in Final Fantasy VII Original. This is just like the best that he looks. And look at the difference here. Boom. Yo, Cloud. What a guy, man. What a guy. I mean, what a cut. Look at the difference in graphics. So sick. You got Bruce Wayne, Batman, and they do it again right here. Look at that. Man, Lara. Looking good, Lara. How you doing? Look at this. Early Lara. There she is. She's a beauty. Got MLB The Show. Solid sports game. It's about Soul, baby. Look at that. Demon Souls remake. Looks glorious. Infamous. They got to bring back Infamous. Tony Hawk. The nostalgia is real. The Spartan kick from Assassin's Creed is sick. All right, I'm going to stop it. This is what we're talking about right here. This is the biggest point of the video because you've got Bloodborne right at the end of their trailer. It's about persistence. And it sure is, man. Like, these games, Elden Ring, Bloodborne, they're so sick, but they'll take you down. They'll tear you down and break you down mentally, but you have to persist and be resilient, and that's how you overcome and become a freaking legend and beat the game. You have to just keep on getting back up after they beat your ass down. But the most significant part about this is they say it's about persistence. At the very end of the trailer, you've got Bloodborne. Like, could they be possibly hinting at the Bloodborne remake that everybody wants? You know, anyone who's played Bloodborne is like, oh, it's stuck at 30 FPS on PlayStation, and there's no PC version, so you can't really up-res it or raise the frame rate at all. So everybody wants this game to run at least 60 frames per second. Like, it could be the simplest of remakes, right? But this is the biggest one that they haven't done yet. And they've done so many other remakes recently, right? So I'm trying to think about what company could make this game. And the obvious choice would be Bluepoint Games, right? They made Demon's Souls Remake. You know, they made Shadow of the Colossus Remake, Demon's Souls Remake. So they've already worked with From Software and got From Software's game files from the PS3 for Demon's Souls and learned how to rework those and make Demon's Souls 2020, the remake, look even more amazing than like any other FromSoft game. Like, it runs at a stable frame rate. You know, it's just almost better than the FromSoft games themselves, because they always have a little bit of like frame rate jank to them, you know, especially this game stuck at 30. But I hear they're working on their own IP. So after they finished Demon's Souls Remake in 2020, they moved to their own original game. And it's been 4 years. So hopefully we get that game announced and released like next year or whatever it is. Like, how long could this take? Please finish that up. I hope it's good and I hope it's cool, but finish that up and give Bloodborne Remake to Bluepoint Games. Like, that would be sick. Even though it would take like another 4 years maybe to get done. Hopefully a little bit shorter because it's a remake. Hopefully like 2 to 3 years. But I think Bluepoint would do the best job, you know? Besides them, I don't know at Sony who could do this, you know, and keep Bloodborne magical and make sure that even though they remake it and change some things or change the frame rate, that it all works still like perfectly and it's perfectly balanced, you know, the way From Software originally had it. So this is the big part of the trailer that everybody's like double taking at, like, ooh, look at this Bloodborne part at the end. I think Sony is just giving the message, like, we know that this game needs a remake, you know? I hope so anyways. But that's the end of the trailer. It's about us, you guys. Hell yeah. So I love this trailer. I think it's really well done from Sony. And so I'm just wondering what you guys think of the trailer. And do you guys think this Bloodborne remake is coming? Or is this just, you know, a trailer and they put Bloodborne at the end because it's super cool and they wanted to end with that and just create a little bit of like stir online? But let me know what you guys think. Have you even played Bloodborne? Are you waiting to play it for the first time to get a really good remake? Let me know. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.